All right, y'all. I wanted to come by real quick and to make sure that y'all checked out. Make sure y'all check out that video that I just put up. I posted the link to my community wall. Um, that is proof. Okay. And you know what? It's something very powerful about being honest. If you have the ability to be an honest person, like Tiffany's sister, you're blessed and God will always take care of you. I was absolutely floored when I had that conversation with Tiffany's sister. That conversation was from shortly after Tiffany was murdered in 2024. And that information had gotten released, but that sector, they are made up of so many lies that they do a bunch of stuff to cover up the truth. However, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have the police on standby. Okay, because these people tell lies on people because they want to harm people. They want to do harm to people is what they want to do. Okay? So basically, shortly after Tiffany was murdered, her sister made contact with me on hey Stefan, happy Memorial Day to you too. Uh Basically, sorry for burping. I gotta go get me some water. Basically, her sister reached out to me, right? Shortly after she passed away. Like I'm talking about within days, okay? And so she's, I'm giving her my condolences and she's showing me her support because her sister knows about what's going on and everything on the internet. So I want to say to her sister publicly that I am sorry, but you know what? Your sister has done way too much. And you see what she has caused to happen to me for the past 10 years. And it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. And I am seeking justice for it. I want Tina in prison. Tina needs to go to prison, okay? But we're talking, and she asked me in the messages, I didn't release the whole thread, but she asked me, she said, but about Tiffany saying that my mother trafficked her as a child, where did that come from? And I said that came from Tiffany. Tiffany told me that back in 2014, no, 2013, that the mother did that to her. And Kaylee, her sister, was like, no, that's not true. She was like, that my mother may have been abusive, which is bad enough, but my mother never did anything like that. Then she volunteered the information about Jalen. Read the messages. It says it. It says it in the messages that Tiffany lied. Hold on, y'all. Okay? She basically exonerated Brandon. Now think about what type of person Tiffany was. For you to just make up something like that and have your own son lie on his father. So she did it to me. And this is why I don't understand why that bum won't go ahead and come clean about it, because she said the same thing about the bum. Maybe he really did rape her. I don't know. Seemed like the bum is a proud rapist. I have no idea. He will not, they do that for the sake of that sector, which I don't understand why. They do it just for the sake of lying. He's willing to take the label as a rapist just for the sake of being a liar. And you know what the crazy part about it was that Tiffany herself was actually molesting people. She had sex with Aaron's underage cousin. The boy was only like 15 or 16 years old. Then I also remember when Tina was in Mike's chat saying that I trafficked. I ain't never been in no damn sex industry. I ain't never done no shit like that. I don't even know nothing about that lifestyle. Tina's the one that's been into prostitution and trafficking. That's Tina. Okay? She's the one that was on Backpage and everything. They are into that. So Tiffany tried to traffic me one night. She tried to traffic me. I told y'all about that night that Tiffany tried to traffic me for drugs. I knew, see, I don't think her sister knew that Tiffany herself was on drugs. She was tweaking one night and was trying to get me to have a threesome with her. And I was like, take me back to my mother's house. Yeah, the night is over. I couldn't believe it. And I didn't fuck with Tiffany after that. They're lying. They are liars. So, and it don't matter because God will always prevail. Talking about God, y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself lying in the name of God. What kind of loser does that? That's all right. I've reported all of it. It's got to be something illegal about what Tina is doing. We going you know what? If she ain't been deported, we going to get her locked up. We going to get Mike locked up too. Anybody that collaborated Tiffany's lies is going to get locked up. Okay? Just running around here. Tiffany was running around here trying to ruin people's lives, trying to ruin people's reputations. And I believe she got a reputation of that in Kansas City. I hadn't been in Kansas City in like 10 years. But she made quite a name for herself doing stuff like that. Very ruthless and notorious. Liar and fraud. And there will be justice today. Today. It's already been justice. It's just that those people in that sector, they too weak. They're too weak and corrupt to admit to being liars. One thing I can't stand is a person that cries wolf about rape. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand that shit. That shit triggers me. It makes me think about Emmett Till in that situation. And that's why I was saying, because my family warned me about her for years. They was like, hey, they was like, she ain't right. She gonna end up supremely trying to fuck you over. And that's exactly what Tiffany did. We gonna get Tina, Mike, and the rest of those who have bared false witness against me and others for fraud. That's considered to be fraud. That is definitely considered to be fraud. And you know what? It's a very, very, very serious thing. It's a very serious thing. If you are going, and see, this is the reason why she obstructs justice for women that really have been raped. People like her. Because it's so common for people to lie to get back at people that they don't even want to believe women that actually have been raped. I ain't never been raped in my life. So But I'm just saying that I noticed that a lot of times when it comes to prosecuting cases like that in the court, I don't understand this whole thing with women lying about being raped, especially white women. What's up with that? Why are they doing that? That's one of, I swear to God, I wish I could get my fucking kids and get the fuck out of this fucking crazy ass country. Straight up and down. Hey, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. Word is out there that it ain't nothing worse than a distraught, entitled white woman. Oh my God. They will try to ruin your damn life. Ain't nothing worse than one of them. Ain't nothing worse than one of them. Okay? Straight up and down. And it pisses me off because I don't even like for years I had no idea how racist Tiffany was. That is a part of the racist regime. That's a part of that. Fucking sad. So, and Tina, you gonna end up in jail. Hopefully they deported you about the country. Liar. That they gonna with spirit gonna get you in another way, Tina. Tina is a filthy, disgusting, foul person. She really is, and so is Mike. No, she wasn't. People would warn me about her, and I think that it's because people, they could tell that, she was the type of person that would do some shit like that. Like, if she felt like, just like any, Tiffany was a narcissist. She was a malignant narcissist, and if she couldn't control you, then she would make up something about you, or she would just do that. Like, she been doing shit like that since she was a little kid, lying and trying to get her little sister to collaborate a story, and her sister was like, I know that never happened to me. And I believe that there is a mental illness that points directly to that. Hold on. Mental illness that causes people to lie about being raped. Let's see what that is. Histrionic personality disorder, driven by extreme attention seeking. Also, factitious disorder, driven by a desire to assume the victim role, and borderline personality disorder, driven by emotional volatility and fear of abandonment. Yep. So I would say that Tiffany had a little bit of all three of those things. Additionally, psychotic disorders can cause people to genuinely hallucinate trauma. Okay? Psychosis also and delusional disorders. Individuals experiencing severe psychotic episodes, schizophrenia, or mania may genuinely believe they have been assaulted. In these cases, the false report is not an intentional lie, but a manifestation of reality-based delusions or hallucinations. Well, we all know that that's not the case with them, even though we know that they're in a psychosis. But nobody's going to stay in a 10-plus year psychosis. That's a deliberate lie. Also, pseudologia fantastica, pathological lying, a chronic condition where an individual compulsively fabricates elaborate, often dramatic stories for no clear external motive, which can include false claims of sexual assault. So, we know for a fact that we're dealing with that kind of mental illness. And as a black woman, I am like not gonna have it. I don't even like her baby daddy, Brandon. I do not like that dude. That dude has tried to run us down in a vehicle and everything, but he has not molested that boy. And that sector needs to quit saying that. Y'all need to quit repeating her lies. I'm calling down for justice. Y'all need to quit repeating that stuff. You wouldn't want nobody accusing you of something that's not the truth like that. Sick. Absolutely sick. Anyway, the video is up with the screenshot. I want to thank her sister for exonerating people, for relieving people. And like I said, even though her sister may not agree with the way I've been talking about her sister, I still got your back and you're under our protection. And you can contact me anytime you need me. Okay? Because her sister is blessed and highly favored to tell the truth. You are a very blessed person. Because that can hurt people. Sexual lies hurt people. It can even kill people. This bitch sent an entire mob after me. And it ain't right. It ain't right. And I'm not going to let it go down. And I will report it to the police. It has been reported to the police. You little scams. At one point, these people even tried to do a GoFundMe based upon that lie. Of course, it got taken down fast. It's like... sick. Stevon, you right. They do need to be locked up. Anywho, I gotta go, y'all. I'll see y'all later. I don't really celebrate Memorial Day, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really feel like today was a holiday. You know, it's just like any other day for me. But, you know, for those of y'all that celebrated, happy Memorial Day.